So we are supposed to discuss about the animal tissue. Yesterday also we have discussed that at the cellular level of organization, if we want to write up the cellular level of organization, various levels of organization in an organism. What are the various levels of organization in an organism? Yes, come on. The levels of
Cell.
organization. What should I write?
Cell.
Cell.
When when lot of cells start working together, what they form?
Tissue.
Tissue. When tissues work together, this give rise to
Organs.
organ. And when the various system of organs start working together, what it forms?
Organ system.
Okay, it gives rise to organ system. And when the various organ systems start working in coordination with each other, what it forms?
Organisms.
If we try to find out that at cellular level, there is very few major differences between the plant and the animal cell. But at the tissue level, there are lot of differences between the plant and animal. They are quite different from each other at the tissue level. That is why we study them separately. So broadly, if I classify the animal tissue can be classified mainly into 4 types. One is connective tissue, one is cubidoepithelia tissue, one is muscular tissue, and then we are having the nervous tissue. That is, if we see that organism, particularly the animals, are made up of only these in their body. If we try to analyze the various tissue present in the animal body, they can be broadly classified into these 4. That is epithelia, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. But if one by one we would like to now discuss about these, and if we see to it that epithelial tissue, first of all we are going to discuss about the epithelial tissue. The epithelial tissue in itself can be broadly classified into 5 types. Epithelial tissue can broadly be classified into 5 types. One is squamous, cuboidal, columnar, ciliated, stratified squamous epithelia, and so on. Right? Now, why and how we have been able to why we are able to classify them separately, why we are able to differentiate, how we are able to differentiate among these epithelial tissue, that I am going to discuss now. Okay, but first of all, we have to understand what is epithelial tissue. We have to understand about epithelial tissue. Okay, yesterday we discussed about one tissue in plant which is protective in nature and covers each and every part of the plant. What is that tissue?
Ma'am, epidermis.
Yeah, that is epidermis. It is the one which is protective in nature. It protects the plant from the various infections. It protects the plants from the invasion of the fungi and microbes. In the same manner, the animal body, there is one tissue which is also called as covering tissue, because each and every part of the organism is covered by this tissue, which is known as epithelial tissue. It is known as epithelial tissue. It is also known as covering tissue. Its scientific name is epithelial tissue, but it can also be called as covering tissue. From the name in itself, it can be find it out that it must be covering each and every organ, each and every part of the animal, so that is why it is known as covering tissue. It is known as, it's a fundamental animal tissue which is basic, which is present in each and every animal, right? Now there are certain features of the epithelial tissue. Now what is the feature? First of all, we are going to discuss about that. There are one of the fundamental of all the epithelial tissue is that the cells of epithelial tissue lie on a membrane. They always, the cells of the epithelial tissue are always present on a membrane which is known as basement membrane. And on this basement membrane only the cells will be arranged, whether it is arranged in one cell, whether it is arranged in multiple cell, or whether it is arranged in different ways, right? Okay, but one thing is common in all the types of the tissue, that the cells are arranged on a membrane which is known as what?
Basement membrane.
Basement membrane. Okay. Now there is no intercellular space between the, when cells of the epithelial tissue are arranged, there is no intercellular space. There is no intercellular space, right? Okay. There is no intercellular space, as the cells are arranged in this way, that there is no intercellular space between the cells of the whom? Between
Epithelial
the cells
cells.
of the epithelial tissue,
Epithelium.
there is no intercellular space present. Okay. One of the criteria is that they always lie on the basement membrane. There is always a basement membrane. Okay. Okay. Now, this is all about the characteristic of the epithelial tissue. They are present in the, as I've told you, that they are present in the, they cover each and every aspect of the animals. They cover skin, they are lining of the mouth, blood vessel, alveoli, everywhere. It covers the organ and cavity inside the body. And it also helps in separating of the one organ from the other. For example, it covers the heart, it covers the kidney, it covers the pancreas, it covers the stomach. So each and every aspect of the animal, each and every organ of the animal is covered with this tissue that is known as epithelial tissue. But one of the criteria, one of the feature of epithelial tissue is that they all, the cells lie on the basement membrane and there is no intercellular space, right? So this was all about the epithelial tissue. The epithelial tissue is functions of epithelial tissue are of secretion, absorption, excretion, protection, and so on. Now we will be discussing it one by one, right? Now what we will be discussing about is that there can be different types of epithelial tissue. There are different types of epithelial tissue. Now why there are different types of epithelial tissue and how can we classify this epithelial tissue? What is the basis of the difference? If we are differentiating that there are 5 types of epithelium tissue, but why there are the different types of epithelium tissue? What is the criteria to judge the various types of epithelium tissue? I would like to discuss it about. So the criteria, so the basis, on the basis of which the epithelium can be divided. There are epithelium tissue, can be differentiated, can be classified on this basis. Now, what is the criteria to differentiate? First criteria to differentiate them is arrangement of layers. Arrangement of, why and how we have been able to differentiate that there are 5 types of epithelial tissue. It is because their arrangement of layer is different, right? The arrangement of the layer is different. So now on the basis of that arrangement, we can have different types of epithelium. Along with it, there is one more criteria, and that is cell shape. What is the shape of this cell? What is the shape of the cell? On that is also one of the criteria that to classify the epithelial tissue. That is also one of the criteria to differentiate between the epithelial tissue. One is arrangement of layer and one is cell shape, and the another one is function. So these are the 3 criteria on the basis of which the epithelium tissue is differentiated. The 3 criteria which is used to differentiate the epithelium tissue is arrangement of layer, cell shape, function. Now, one by one, we will be discussing about them. Yeah. What is common in all the epithelium? Whether it is simple, whether it is squamous, simple epithelia, whether it is stratified, what is common in all the epithelia? I have just told you. What is common?
Ma'am, they help in protecting the organs.
What is common in all the epithelium tissue? Yes?
Ma'am, they all are protective tissues.
That yeah, but what is in their formation? What is it common in all the, which you can find out all that in all the epithelium tissue it is present? Yes, Dia? What is present in all the epithelium tissue? I have told you it is one of the characteristic. If one of the characteristic is that there is no intercellular space, another one was, what was the another criteria?
Basement membrane.
Yeah, presence of basement membrane. This is one of the criteria which is present in all, that there is the presence of basement membrane. What is there? There is the presence of basement membrane. Now what? So we are now going to discuss about that there are two types of epithelium tissue which has been differentiated on the basis of arrangement of layers. Now what is the arrangement of layer? Number of layer. If the epithelial tissue which covers the organ has a basement membrane and the cells are just 1 cell thick, the layer is only 1 layer of cells. On the basement membrane, if there is only 1 layer of cells, if there is only 1 layer of cell, then it will be called as simple epithelium tissue. What it will be called? What it will be called? Come on, speak up.
Simple epithelium.
Why it is called simple epithelium tissue? Aryan Jain.
Simple
Why it is
epithelium
called as
tissue.
simple epithelium tissue?
Ma'am, your voice is lagging.
Now my voice is lagging because I am asking you the questions, isn't it? Yes, I said
Mr.
that
Pal.
why it is simple epithelium tissue. Just now I told you, Avantika, Diya Goyal, can you give me the answer to this question, that why it is called as simple epithelium tissue?
Ma'am, can I tell?
Yes.
Ma'am, because it is made up of a single cell layer.
Who is there? Who gives me the answer?
Ma'am, Arpit.
Okay,
Ma'am,
Arpit,
Arpit.
very good. So I just described about that if there is basement membrane and on that basement membrane, there are the cells are arranged like this, but they are just arranging one layer. They are just arranging one layer, then it will be called as what it
Simple
will be
Simple
called?
epithelium.
What it will be called? Speak
Simple
loud.
epithelial tissue.
Simple epithelium tissue. It will be called simple epithelium tissue. But if there are number of layers, if the cells are present on the basement membrane, but they are arranged in the layer by layer form, in multiple layer, right? Then it will be called as, either we call it as stratified. What we call it as either stratified or compound compound tissue, right? If the cells are arranged on the basement membrane and they are arranged in a single layer, what it will be called?
Stratified tissue.
Simple epithelium tissue.
Yes, Nehal Goomer, what it will be called?
Ma'am, epithelium tissue.
Which epithelium if there is only single cell?
Ma'am, squamous.
No, squamous कहाँ से आ गया? Have I discussed squamous? It shows that how much interest you take in. If it is present in
Ma'am, simple
just
epithelium
one
tissue.
layer, then what it is present, what it is known as?
Simple epithelium tissue.
Simple
Yes,
epithelium.
it is known as simple epithelial tissue. But if it is arranged in layer by layer, then what it will be known as?
Stratified epithelium tissue.
Stratified or
Yes.
compound.
It will be known as either stratified or compound tissue. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
That on the basis of the arrangement, we can have two types. Arrangement of layer, we can have two types of tissue. One is simple and one is stratified. If the layer is single layer, if the cells are present in the single layer, flat, then it is called as simple. But if the cells are arranged layer by layer, lying on the basement membrane, they are arranged layer by layer, then it is called as stratified. Am I clear on this point?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you know the difference between simple and the stratified.
Yes, ma'am.
If it is not clear, I can once again give you a clear explanation. But is it clear, class?
Ma'am, yes, it's clear. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, if it is arranged layer by layer, what it will be called?
Stratified tissue.
Stratified
Yes, it will be called as
epithelium.
stratified tissue. But if it is just one layer,
Simple.
Simple
epithelium
epithelium tissue.
now on the basis of the cell shape, I have told you now that there are different criteria to judge, and on the basis of the cell shape, there are four types. The cuboidal can be classified, epithelium can be classified into four types. One is cuboidal, one is squamous, one is simple columnar, one is stratified squamous. Now let us see what all it is about. First of all, I am going to describe about cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelia means what? First, there will be the basement membrane, and on the basement membrane, there will be the arrangement of the cell. But if the cells are in cube shape, the cells are without any intercellular space and they are in the cube shape, then it will be called as cuboidal epithelia. Cuboidal epithelia. What it will be called as? Epithelia or epithelia? It will be called as cuboidal epithelia. Right? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
If
Ma'am, please tell
there is the
again.
basement membrane, if there is the basement membrane and the cells which are present on this basement membrane looks like a cube. Do you know what is a cube? From the geometry you must be. Where all the sides are. Have you seen that dice?
Ma'am, yes. All
Dice
sides
is
are
always in
equal.
the form of cube. Or you have seen that which is to be solved. What is that cube called? This
Rubik's cube.
there are the number of colors and then you have to arrange them and then you have to.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
Rubik's cube.
Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, Rubik's cube. It's cube. So if the cells are present in the form of cubular structure, cube structure, then it will be called as cuboidal epithelia. What it will be called as? Cuboidal epithelia. Okay. Now where is it present? Location. Where is it located? Now we will be discussing about its location, that where it is located. You know, there is one gland here lies. Do you know what is that gland called? It controls the rate of metabolism of glucose and all that. There we are having a gland that is called as, thyroid gland, right? हाँ, यहाँ पे बिल्कुल basement of. Here we are having the thyroid gland, and cuboidal epithelia is present in the thyroid gland, right? So the cuboidal epithelia is present in the thyroid gland. We are having here one more gland which secretes saliva. What is that called? यहाँ पे.
Salivary gland.
Yes, salivary gland. If you will just press it a little bit, lot of saliva comes in your mouth. And this salivary gland also contain which epithelia? Cuboidal, right? Then it is present in the pancreas, the duct of the pancreas. Now what is pancreas? Pancreas is an organ which is lying behind the stomach. Behind the stomach, there is an organ, carrot-shaped organ. This carrot-shaped organ is called as pancreas. What it secretes is pancreatic juices. Pancreatic juices. And these pancreatic juices go into our intestine to help in the digestion. Okay? ये जो duct होता है, the pipeline through which the passage, the pathway through which the pancreatic juices move into the small intestine, this duct contains cuboidal epithelia. You know what is it? It is duct or the passage, the pathway, rasta, right? Okay. It is also present in the germinal layer of sex organs. That is those organs which produces the sex cell. In female, it is ovary, and in male, it is testis, right? There is the cuboidal epithelium. Function. Here, it secretes TSH. in the thyroid gland, it secretes the TSH. It is also present in the kidney tubes, right? It helps in the secretion. Okay. It secretes in the salivary gland, it secretes saliva. Okay. In the sex organs, in the sex organ, all right, it helps in the forms of, it helps in the production, it helps to form gametes. What are gametes? Gametes are the sex cells. Okay. Like in female there is ova and in male there is sperm. These sex cells are formed with the help of cubital, right? So you need to just mention that cubidoid is responsible for secretion. Okay, it is also responsible for protection. Now, now we are going to describe about another type of epithelia that is called as squamous epithelia tissue. What is it called? Squamous epithelia. Now, what is the difference between the cubidoid and squamous? That I will make you understand. Right? Have a look at the board. The squamous epithelia cells must also be lying on the basement membrane. It lies on the basement membrane. Okay. But in cubital, the cells was present in the form of tubes. But here, the cells are flat. Okay. Cells are flat. Total flat. They are thin also. They are thin and polygonal. What do you mean by polygonal? What is polygon? You all must be aware of what is meant by from the maths. What is a polygon? A figure which has four sides. What is it called?
Quadrilateral.
A figure which has five sides. What is it called?
Polygon.
Pentagon.
Pentagon.
A figure which has many sides. What is it called?
Polygon.
Polygon. So when the cells of the squamous epithelia are arranged, the cells are having many sides. It's a many-sided cells. They are flat. They are flat and very, very thin. Okay. But let me tell you, they can have, if the cells are just having one layer thick, if the squamous cells are just one layer thick, then what it will be called? It will have one more addition name.
Epithelium.
Yes. If it is just one layer,
Squamous.
yeah, it will be known as simple squamous epithelia tissue. But if the squamous cells are arranged in layer by layer, okay, then what it will be called?
Stratified squamous epithelia tissue.
Yes, it will be called as stratified squamous epithelia. Am I right? Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now we want to find out their location. Where are they present? Location wise, if you will find out that they are present in the alveoli of the lungs. It is present in the esophagus. Do you know what is esophagus? The food pipe through which the food enter into the stomach. The alimentary canal is called as esophagus, and our esophagus is made up of squamous epithelia, right? Okay, it is also present in alveoli. What is alveoli? How do the air enter into our body or in any other animal body which lies on the land? How do the air enter?
Ma'am, through nostrils.
Through the nostril, then it goes into the,
Windpipe.
yeah. What is windpipe? Scientific, what's the name? Windpipe is the common name. It is called as trachea. What it is called?
Trachea.
Let me tell you, the trachea is bigger enough. It is divided into two parts. This trachea is divided into two parts, which is called as bronchi. B-R-O-N-C-H-I, bronchi. But bronchi is bigger enough to enter into the lungs. So it is further subdivided into bronchioles. Okay. And at end of each bronchiole, there lies the balloon-like structure. At end of each bronchiole lies the balloon-like structure, and these balloon-like structures are known as alveoli. What are these balloon-like structures known as? Alveoli. And this alveoli contains squamous epithelia, simple squamous epithelia. Okay. The alveoli is made up of simple squamous epithelium. Just one cell thick. Okay. In the same manner, it is present in the kidney tubes. It is present in the kidney tube. Our blood vessels, like blood vessels, are of three types. Kon si? One is vein, one is one is capillary, and what is the other one which carry the oxygenated blood?
Ma'am, arteries.
Arteries. They all are made up, they all contain what? They contain the squamous epithelia. Okay. Now what is function? The function is to protect the organs. The function is to protect the organs from the injury. Right? Okay. But if it is present in the multilayer, then you know what is our skin? Skin is stratified squamous epithelia. The skin which covers our internal parts. It is simple squamous epithelia. Okay. Sorry, it is stratified squamous epithelia. Where there is lots and lots of wear and tear, there we are having the squamous cells, squamous epithelia, but the cells are arranged in multi-layer, right? So what is skin? Is it simple squamous or stratified squamous?
Stratified.
Ma'am, stratified
It is
squamous.
stratified squamous epithelia, right? Function is to protect the internal organs. It also helps in exchange of material. It also helps in the exchange of material because in the capillary there are the small pores which help in the exchange of material. It helps in the exchange of gases. So this is all about. First is to protect the internal tissue, right? And it helps in the exchange of gases in the lungs. We take the O2 in and give out CO2. This exchange of gases occurs in the alveoli. And who helps alveoli to do it? It is the simple squamous epithelia. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes.
So we have discussed today about cuboidal epithelia and simple epithelia as well as squamous epithelia. Then tomorrow we will be discussing about the last one, and that is ciliated columnar epithelium. Okay, and there is one more that is called as glandular.